Hey guys, Foxdrop here. Today I'm going to show you what junglers that I think are the best for solo queue in the current patch 5.5. Because this patch introduced the new Cinderhulk item, there are a bunch of really strong junglers right now. Because of this and the fact it would take me years to go in depth about them, I'm going to detail the 5 best and then list off the rest. These top junglers are all extremely close in power level, so there's no real order to this list. Firstly, we have Nidalee, extremely annoying to play versus and very powerful early on. Nidalee boasts some of the highest potential damage output of any jungler in the early game. Because of her great mobility, she can hunt down the enemy jungler and jungle camps alike without much threat of being caught. She also has the luxury of being the best pure AP jungler out there. However, she does fall off later on and she's very squishy. If you're careless with her, you may as well upload your gameplay to browsers with how much you'll be getting that pussy smashed. If you want to learn how to play jungle Nidalee better, then I have a guide and gameplay video on my channel. You can check the links in the description. Next up, we have Rek'Sai. Whereas her damage has been scaled down from the monstrous levels we saw on her release, she still has great damage and assets that allow her to dominate the jungle environment. Very rarely do you ever want to go toe to toe against a Rek'Sai with a full rage bar. But then again, considering she's female, that's probably good advice for real life too. I've done a full-length guide for jungle Rek'Sai that you can watch to learn her. Link to that is in the description. Next up is VIDS. This fishy boy had changes made to him that shifted his power over to his W and turned him more into a bruiser than a flat-out AP assassin. This has helped his jungle abilities rather significantly. It also helps that he has one of, if not the best synergies with a smite upgrade in the Skirmisher's Saber. His clearing is great, his dueling is pretty on point, and his ganks are above average, especially post 6. He also has the very underappreciated benefit of being almost entirely 50-50 hybrid damage, making it very hard to itemize defensively against him. He does have some issues with falling off later on, but can still be a threat if you can get into the back line. If you want to watch a full gameplay of VIDS, then you can check the link in the description. Coming up next on the list is Vi. It's no surprise to see her rated so highly despite the recent nerfs. She really is just a solo queue queen of the jungle. Her early game isn't that great, but she packs a huge punch and her ultimate is one of, if not the best abilities for locking carries down. Probably the only downside to playing Vi is her total lack of disengage. But let's be honest, when you're dedicated to fisting someone, there really is no backing down. Now, I've done a guide and a gameplay of Vi for your viewing pleasure, which you can check out in the description. Lastly, and this is hands down the best jungler around right now, is Sejuani. Cinderhulk brought her up from good to amazing. Her damage is very high considering her tankiness and her CC, and her ultimate is absolutely sensational and can win teamfights alone. One of the best things about her is her reliability. You'll always have an impact on the game when playing Sejuani. The only real downside to her is her somewhat vulnerable early game and that none of the jungle smite upgrades really benefit her all that much. Although of course they're still decent and still help her. I don't currently have any 5.5 Sejuani content, but I will do for the near future, so keep your eyes peeled. That does it for the absolute best jungle champions this patch, but there are many more viable ones and a fair amount of actually really good ones too. Some great junglers include Jarvan, Fiddle, Lee Sin, Nautilus, Sion, Udyr, Rengar, Olaf, and Pantheon. Some other good junglers would include Hecarim, Rammus, Skarner, Trundle, Maokai, Gragas, Shaco, Kayle, Volibear, and Kha'Zix. All of those champions are really good in the jungle right now in my opinion, but like I say, there are plenty more viable ones, just none quite as good as the ones I mentioned in my opinion. So essentially, just because I haven't mentioned them doesn't mean they're bad and that you shouldn't play them. That does it for this list though. Don't forget you can check out the links in the description to see more videos on the junglers that I have mentioned. And apart from that, thanks a lot for watching. You can find me on Facebook, on Twitter, and catch me streaming on Twitch as well. But have a great day guys, and I will see you in my next video.